Okay, hey, so we're back, and for this drawing, the inspirational what day is it is from Tooth Fairy Day. Now, I don't know if this is a National Tooth Fairy Day or it's just Tooth Fairy Day, but it's Tooth Fairy Day, and I think it's humorous. Like, I did not grow up believing in, Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, and all that jazz, but I think it's fun to imagine how these different things would interact in the real world or what they may actually look like. So, with Tooth Fairy Day as the inspiration, I imagined, okay, so Tooth Fairy, what would a black Tooth Fairy look like? A black woman Tooth Fairy, and living from day to day. Like, is the Tooth Fairy the lady down the street selling, honey drippers, or what is she, or what does she look like? So that's the thought I went to this drawing with, and I think it's pretty humorous. She's showing you her gold teeth because why not? If you're gonna be a black Tooth Fairy, you gotta have some bling in your teeth, grill. I don't know if they still say grill. Do they say that? I don't know. But our black tooth fairy, she has gold teeth, and she's squinting, so her eyes are closed. Here are some of her gold teeth. We know that because we have some X marks to show like the reflection, the shine, and her hair is laid here. Okay, she has that Nicki Minaj, Chun-Li of her body. So here's our example. This is what we're drawing, and we're starting off with a oval. Now this oval will be for the face. Here's the middle of the paper, right? So that's the middle of the paper. So the top of the circle is on the left, slightly over the middle, right? And it's in the lower left corner. So it's not a full oval, but we'll see about 2/3 of this oval. Okay, so here is the graph. Okay, that's the middle. So my oval the top of the oval will be over the middle of my paper or canvas or whatever you're using. And right now it's giving me exactly middle. I want it to be, I don't want it to be exactly in the middle of my oval. I want to see more of my oval, so I'm just gonna keep sketching out some lines here until it hits well with me. And as you're drawing, always remember to take a pause, stand back, and see how you like it. Going to erase. Lucky me, I have a eraser on my pencil today. Take a step back, look at my work. How's it going? Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so here's my oval, and I'm going to find the middle of my oval. Here's the middle and the bangs. The hair will stop just above the middle of my oval. Just above, yeah, just above the middle of the oval. I said that right. Okay, so about right here, I'm drawing a horizontal line. And it doesn't go to the edge, but significant portion. Okay, so that will be the bangs. Next, so here is where my bangs hit. So in the middle, so I'm subdividing this. So I'm just imagining this lower portion, where would the middle be? And it'll be about here. Think about here, right? So at that point, that will be the tip of our nose. That'll be the bottom of our nose. Okay, and so for this bottom of our nose, I'm just adding a curved line. Starts here on the left side off the page, goes down, then up and down. Down, up, and then slightly down again. Next, I'm going to add a curve as the outside of the nostril. And that's our nose. So you see one full nostril here, and then a little bit of the nostril here on the left. Just a little bit, not too much. Take a step back, look at your work. Okay, next is our mouth. Okay, so our mouth, it's not a smile, it's just to show the teeth. Okay, so I'm just going to use my pencil here. So from the tip of the nose to the top of the lip here, that's about how wide the space between the nose and the mouth should be. Okay, so right about here. And with this mark, I'm going to draw a rectangle, and this will be the general shape of the mouth, the rectangle. Okay, so for this rectangle, it's about okay, a little bit wider than 2 finger widths. That's about the width of this mouth. Okay, about 2 fingers. This thing just starts up. Okay, so about 2 finger widths. That's how wide the mouth will be. Okay, and I'm just drawing out this rectangle for the shape of the mouth. Now, the end of that mouth, it's going to end, the end of that rectangle, it's going to end about the same width as the outside of the nose here. So that almost lines up. So drawing that vertical line. That'll be the shape of the mouth. Okay? It looks odd, but that's what we're working with. Next, once we have the general shape, we're going to add these details, like the corner of the mouth here. Okay? So the corner of the mouth, we're adding like a V shape here on the outside. Okay, so we have the sideways V. Next, for the top of the mouth, it's really harsh with this curve, with this right angle here. So I'm going to add a curve going up slightly like this, and then it goes down into that sideways V of the mouth. All right, then the bottom corner of this mouth is still that harsh right angle. So we're going to cut it off and make it into a curve, make it a softer corner here. Cutting it off, making it into a curve. Okay, next, for the Cupid's bow here at the top of the mouth of the lip, we're adding a V. Now for this V, I want it to be like directly here in the middle of this little curve, okay? So just drawing an imaginary line, goes here in the middle. All right, that looks pretty good. Now adding a V, a little V for the Cupid's bow for the top lip. Okay, I like it, I like it. So these extra lines that we have here, erase. Erasing that, this one. Okay, erase this top one. Next, I'm drawing a smaller rectangle on the inside of this mouth. Now, this smaller rectangle will be for like the general shape of the teeth for the inside of the mouth, okay? So next, here's that smaller rectangle that's on the inside. Right there. So that's the inside of the mouth. Next, drawing another horizontal line on the inside. This is where the teeth are meeting. Okay, this looks great. I'm going to get rid of this extra vertical line here on the top and on the bottom. Okay, so here is where her teeth will be. Now for these teeth, just think of curves, okay? So here's the Cupid's bow. That's telling us where the middle of the teeth should be. If you want to add a gap, now is the time, add a gap. But that Cupid's bow is telling us where the middle of these teeth should be. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a curve, and then another curve, and then I'll smush a little small curve here. So we have about 4 teeth on this side. Okay, next, I'll start there, and I can only get 1 tooth in on the left side, and that's cool. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to do the same thing on this bottom row, but it'll be U-shaped, so these upside down curves, right? So here's the first one. I'm lining it up with the Cupid's bow here, and there's my first curve. And they don't have to match up with your teeth that are on the top row, because naturally your teeth on the top row, they're a little bit bigger, right? Just drawing these curves, or U's. There we go. And there it is. There's our teeth. Okay, so to add those final details to make this look like a real mouth instead of like, I don't know, a robot monster mouth, is adding these curves for the lips. Okay, so notice here, our lip is corked up on the right. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Just draw a curved line going up and down to the corner. Okay, goes up into the corner. So we can get rid of these harsh, straight lines now, because we have a mouth, we have lips here, and if you notice, oh man, I have some empty space here. It's sort of weird on the side of the mouth. That's cool. You can just add some more little bumps there, or another tooth if it's a really big gap. If not, just leave it. Okay? So just using your eraser, clean up these extra lines, these guiding lines. We don't need them anymore. Okay? So lips, teeth, gums, right there. There we go. Now to really show how expressive this face is, we can draw some laugh lines. Laugh lines are eyes, right? I don't know. Whatever these corners are on sides of your mouth there. Geez, you can even add some dimples if you want. But I'm going to add just this curved line here. And then I'll add a curved line leading from the top of this right nostril down to the side of the mouth. Yeah. Her nose is sort of scrunched up because she really wants you to see what her teeth are doing. Maybe she just had them put in, who knows? Maybe instead of coins, the Toothfairy is giving you gold teeth, who knows? But just adding in a curved line there. 1, 2, that looks pretty good for this nose. Next, okay, so we have the nose, we have the mouth. Next, we need our closed eye. We're only drawing one eye, and this is just simply a curve here. Here's the curve for the eyelid, and this winging on the side, those are the lashes. You know, she has plenty of lashes because she's the fairy and doing the most, who knows. But here's about how far away that the side of the nose is from the inside of the eye. Okay. And just a wide curve. It does not go to the end of the oval, all right? Stops just before that. So there's the closed eyelid, right? Next, we need lashes. So starting here on the left in the corner of the eye, I'm going to trace it out again, but then swoop down a little lower and go out farther than our original line for the fan of the lashes, and then add a little curve here on the side. Okay. And we'll give it a few more lines, one here on the inside, and a few here on the top of the eyelid to really show you that, you know, she's closing her eyes really hard, okay? And I'll add add a few detail lines for the lashes. Okay, and there's our face. It looks a little odd because it's in the shape of a circle. So we're going to add some definition for this, okay? So here in the top of the head, just going to add one curve to the left, other curve to the right. Sort of like, you know, make these arches. Not as high though. Okay, so that's the top of the head. And then here, where the curve goes downward, I'm just going to continue that line into a vertical line going down and off the page. And that'll be the side of the hair. About a finger lifts away. And add another slightly curved vertical line. Here are a few upside down V's to represent splits in the hair of the bangs. So it's not just one curtain of hair. Some of these V's are thinner, some are wider. Okay, then I'll erase this side. There we go. Erasing these guiding lines. So right now our face, it's a little wider. You can make the face wider or thinner. Here you can make it thinner by cutting into the face some. Okay, and that'll give you a thinner face. Or you can keep it wider, and I'll erase that to keep it wider, as is. Okay? I just keep knocking stuff over. Oh, it's me. I'm knocking stuff over. Okay, so for this tooth fairy, I feel like she should have antenna, be a little bug-like. So we have an antenna coming from her head, and then we have these, our fairy wings on the side. I intentionally left those fairy wings pretty empty. So you can add in some detail, maybe some veining, like veining on a leaf, or you can just leave it as is and have it maybe all the same color when you color it in or paint it. It's up to you. So this is up to your imagination, okay? All right, next. Next, for this antenna. So we're starting off with here on the top of the head. I'm just going to draw a guiding line that curves up, but not off my page, and then into a spiral. Take a step back, look at this. If it's leaning too far to one side, now is the time to change it. So, I mean, that looks okay. It looks okay. So now I'm just going to thicken it out by adding a curved line on each side. So this line, this guiding line will be in the center. So starting here on the left, at the base, it flares out and then goes up. Always remember, you know, we're sketching these out. It's never perfect the first go around. Okay, and that looks good, just thinning out that line. That looks pretty good, as is. You know what, I think I'm just gonna take that and just solidify this guiding line. Yeah, that looks good. I think I'm keeping with that. Okay, so notice at the base, the lines, they space outward, they go outward. Okay. Okay. All right, so at the top of this antenna, I'm just going to finish this curve so it goes back onto itself. So maybe she's like a firefly tooth fairy, who knows, but there's her little bulb antenna on the top. And here it looks like her antenna is just growing out of the actual hairs, and we wanted to give it some depth, have it be covered a little bit by the bang. So I'm going to add a curved line here at the top going down, and then another. So it looks like it's somewhat behind the hair right here. here we can see the top of her hair, but it's like we're looking through the antenna. We don't want that. So using the eraser, we're erasing the inside of the antenna. And here the top of the head, under those Mickey D's arches, erasing that as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now she's a head with an antenna. So for these wings, about where our bangs hit, that's where we're starting the first curve of these wings. And it has a similar shape to what our antenna is doing. So about where the bangs are starting, a curve going up and to the left, down, back, almost a spiral at the top. Okay. At that spiral, then we're starting another curved line going back in. And then there's like a bean shape here on the wings. So we're going back out, bean, and then down. Okay, and then in the tip of the wings, we're just adding a circle. And that's it. No. That's it for drawing the actual body. I almost forgot the teeth. Oh my gosh, that's the whole reason we're here. Black tooth fairy with the full teeth. Okay, let me do this before I forget, y'all. All right. So, our teeth. So you can draw in these details, or if you're going to add color, just color the teeth gold. Okay, if you're not going to add color, this is going to remain just a sketch or drawing, then draw this part. Okay, so for the glare, the shine on the teeth, pick a few teeth that you like, you know, the best teeth that you drew. Cool. And then we're just going to add some diagonal, no more than 3 diagonal lines on these teeth. Okay. And it doesn't have to be every tooth. If you want it to be every tooth, then cool. Okay. So I added a few diagonal lines. And then somewhere on that tooth that you added a diagonal line, you're going to draw a little X. That'll be the little bit of shine, the glimmer to it. On those teeth that you drew a diagonal line, you are drawing 1 X on each. Okay? Now, you can do the most. You can have some teeth that maybe have designs on it, have like rocks and jewels encrusted. That's you. Okay? But the most I'm doing, I'll add a little sideways triangle to the teeth. Maybe it has a window on it where you can see the tooth underneath. And that's it. That's all she wrote for real this time. For real. Okay? I'll put black tooth here. Okay, y'all. That's it. That's it. I hope you color, paint, however you want to embellish this. You know, just make it your own, sign your own name, and happy Tooth Fairy Day. All right, see you next time.